Welcome back everyone to episode 60, where we'll be examining the unique and little-known Mario game from the Panorama series of Game & Watches designed, developed and produced by Nintendo, called Mario's Bombs Away. This high-quality, blood-red cased folding handheld was first offered for sale November 10 back in 1983 and was reported to have sold about 250,000 units worldwide. This Game & Watch, being the fourth offering of a range of 6 consoles, that ultimately made up the entire Panorama screen series of games, and additionally, with this one being perhaps, the first, and likely only uniformed military assignment or enlistment that Mario ever did. It was given the production code of TB-94, and is really unlike any other Mario game. During this period, the Mario we've come to know and love, the adorable plumber, has not been fully fleshed out yet by Nintendo. The instruction booklet begins with a brief table of contents, followed by a photographic representation of an open console with all the major parts, controls and characters being marked. Battery maintenance, insertion and care, is swiftly followed by the detailed instructions on setting both the time and alarm functions, with the alarm sprite for Mario's Bombs Away, being a baboon-stylized monkey waving a bell. The section on how to play is intended as a brief overview of how the story behind the game is intended to frame the actual gameplay. So the game is set in a 70s Vietnamese-style jungle environment, where Mario is tasked with collecting a bomb from a fellow serviceman on the left-hand side of our screen, where he must take it to yet another soldier on the right, who hopefully will accept it, if he's in the correct position. In the palm trees situated in the middle of the screen are enemy troops, all armed with flaming torches, that will periodically be lowered, with the idea that they might light Mario's bomb prematurely while he runs to reach his colleague. Sadly, to add to Mario's woes, a careless Marine is idly smoking a cigarette while laying on top of some oil barrels at a nearby storage depot. The cigarette butt is carelessly discarded with a quick flip of his fingers onto the ground, that intermittently ignites the spilt flammable liquid. This additional lower flame can also set off Mario's bomb, but this time from below. Interestingly, the black shown here in the infographic actually matches the real screen's makeup, and underscores how the LCD was used to black out the vast majority of the display, working in the reverse of the standard Game & Watch functionality, where the sprites were the playable black characters. Here, the resulting small sections left visible are colored by a back foil that is lit by the light window behind. Here is a representation of all the possible character movements from the game. The care, the prescribed maintenance, the detailed device's specifications, all finish up this unit's instruction booklet. However, please feel free to pause the video at any time to read the various sections in full. As previously mentioned, Mario's Bombs Away was the fourth game issued in a series of 6, and here we see all 6 running, albeit in their idle mode, which just shows simulated gameplay. This happens when the device is left unattended. With the actual image that you can see here, merely being a projection onto a mirror, with the gameplay graphics being simply sent from above. And with each of these wonderful handhelds nearing their 40th birthday, it's perhaps relevant in today's world to just acknowledge how well the design and manufacturing was conducted, but not only this longevity, but the sheer sustainability of its gameplay, that continues to please and entertain me. I would strongly argue that these Panorama screen Game & Watches are the apex, the very best of both the LCD game technology from this era, and, frankly, the very best of the entire Game & Watch series as a whole. I would also suggest that the Nintendo we all know today would never again allow Mario to be cast as a fighting uniformed soldier. I am also sure, as many of you already know, that he has been called, at various times, Jumpman, a carpenter, as well as the current lovable plumber. But a repeat performance as the bomb-swinging general infantryman? I sincerely think we will never see him don his uniform ever again. So let's take a few moments to remember his time in uniform, and thank him for his service. As we take a quick look at the gameplay, you'd likely notice that there are 2 options, that is Game Mode A, and Game Mode B. Here we see Game Mode A. This is the easier of the 2 options, as there are less enemy soldiers trying to set off your bomb. Please notice, in this attempt, the 5th enemy soldier successfully ignites the fuse on Mario's bomb. He returns to base and it blows up. After destroying himself and the guy in the bunker, you'll notice a single lost life icon appear in the top left-hand side of the screen. So with 1 life lost, Mario sets out once again with his bomb. He'll need to safely deliver 5 bombs in total to the soldier on the right, who'll then throw them up into the tree canopy, above each of the enemy positions. When all 5 bombs are positioned atop the enemy's location, they detonate simultaneously. As you can see, Mario is expected to dodge and weave, go backwards and forwards, while at the same time he has to keep moving his bomb, both up and down whilst avoiding any naked flame, all this just to achieve his mission. Here we see that Mario has achieved a total of 3 out of 5 bombs positioned in the treetops. This leaves just 2 more required to blow up all the enemy combatants and score an additional 10 points. After a near miss with bomb number 4, we see Mario finally deliver it safely. The trick now is to get that final bomb equally safely across the battlefield and have the last piece in place. And, there it is. It happened, all the enemy troops are neutralized simultaneously. And to finish up the quick look at today's game, we see the finale shown here, where Mario returns to the bunker on the left of our screen, carrying the third and final bomb which explodes. You can see the game is over, by looking at the 3 bomb icons in the top left of the screen. The game, in my opinion, is very enjoyable, while clearly repetitive, a technological constraint shared with nearly every other LCD game. The finished product shown here still feels polished, in a way many other games of this era do not. And here we see the original box art, from the United Kingdom, with the distributor's logo, known as CGL, or Computer Games Limited. The retail box or carton shown here, was how Nintendo delivered 10 of these units to retail stores. Known nowadays as a shipper, it is super rare as most were discarded. It's shown here next to a new old stock handheld. The full range of 6 Panorama screen consoles are displayed here. They are all super colorful, and I'm not talking just about their vivid screen displays, but the actual cases themselves, with their high-quality metal faceplates, super cute and iconic cartoon-like caricatures that are lovingly embossed on the fronts, to the sturdy hinge mechanism, and that ingenious display, all of which mark this series as a truly memorable one. In an unusual twist, Mario's Bombs Away was one of the few unique Panorama screen series of Game & Watches to actually receive a revisit or a homage. In 2002 the Game & Watch Gallery 4, or Gallery Advanced in Europe saw this game added as an unlockable title in its original format. So to finish up, I'm thinking we should look at a montage of photos from today's star and focus of this show, examine one last time the craftsmanship and engineering prowess that forged these things into the beautiful games that they are, 40 years after their launch. And while I'm trying to preserve these old-fashioned systems here on film, I'm equally hopeful that future generations of collectors keep these fine and historic games in functional condition. And that sadly brings us to the end of this show, and as always, I'd ask ever so kindly that you press the like button. Those likes really help this channel find new viewers, but most of all I'm just pleased you were able to join me here today on this journey. Thank you so much.